The future of work and leadership always starts with us. Welcome to the Dr. Ginny Show. Let's dive in.
Welcome, my friends, to this episode of the Dr. Ginny Show. I am bringing you today raw footage from my walk the other day, where I was inspired to share the 5 distinctions between being an individual contributor and being a leader, and how these qualities of being an individual contributor can hinder your effectiveness as a leader. So whether you are a leader who is new to leadership or someone who's been around the block a couple of times, like myself, and you may not realize that you are indeed living in the old identity. So I hope you enjoy this episode, and if you enjoy it, feel free to share it with your network and your trusted friends. Take a listen.
There are times as a business owner when you question, am I on the right track? What am I doing? Is this really adding value? And then you receive someone's feedback where someone tells you, you have no idea how the work that we've been doing together has transformed my life. As a woman in a career where I felt isolated, I felt unsure of myself, I wasn't speaking about the value that I bring. I wasn't visible. I was actually invisible, felt invisible, and was in the background, just surviving, even though I have ambition, healthy ambition, and I want to continue to grow in my career and help my team. And so many of the women are about helping others and elevating and helping others advance and grow, and not really taking care of themselves, not truly creating the network of support, the sponsors that advocate for them behind closed doors, the mentors that can guide them to navigate difficult situations, and just dealing with a lot of the dynamics that happen to women when we sometimes are the only ones in the room, because our industries, whether it's financial services or STEM, we are the only one in that room that happens to have our perspective and our viewpoints, and can be overpowered, if you entertain that word, overpowered by the louder voices and the stronger personalities, especially the ones that have the authority in the room. And so most of us defer to that authority in the room, and as a result we end up keeping our ideas and stories and contributions to ourselves, when in fact that in itself is what holds us back, because we're not making ourselves felt and heard, and others are not perceiving the value that we bring because we're withholding that value. And so if you find yourself in that situation where you are thinking that, wait, what am I doing for my career? How am I really taking care of myself? How am I advocating on my behalf? And as a result of that, what is the impact on my teams? And you're someone who does want to shift how you are acting and how you're showing up and how you're thinking mostly. Let's talk, because it's very clear to me that for us to get to a new level in our life as a woman, as a leader in our careers, we are shedding an old identity and require another identity that is aligned with the vision we have for the future. So if you happen to have been an individual contributor, like most of us were at one point, and because of your high performance and your talents, you got promoted to the next level of leadership, and even another promotion to the next level of leadership, you may still be carrying with you the identity of that individual contributor. What does that look like? An individual contributor does not delegate very well, because we're used to doing it all ourselves. The individual contributor is not sharing the vision for what they're about to do because they don't really have a team to enlist to do the work. So they just have their ideas, they keep it to themselves, and they execute on their tasks. That is not going to serve us as a leader and as someone with a team. The individual contributor rarely asks for help because asking for help could be perceived as a sign of weakness. So we tend to find out, figure it out, and take as long as we need to take to figure it out. And not asking for help is, as a leader, kryptonite. Because as a leader, your job is not to be the person who knows everything. It's to ensure that you surround yourself with a team that together knows what you need to know to do your business well. That's another big difference. An individual contributor is also not looking to develop their team because that's not your job. However, as a senior leader, your job is to develop the talent, to ensure that you hire the right talent, and that once that talent is there, that you promote personal and professional development so that the person who you hire can do their function and their role and go above and beyond that, continue to evolve as business needs and market needs continue to change. So that's another way in which being an individual contributor and being in that identity is not serving you as a leader. And finally, the fifth key point that I would mention that individual contributors do not take into account is that you, as the new senior leader, are a role model. As a role model, your entire team is looking at you for how you show up, how you encourage them, how you develop them, how you solve problems and make decisions, your confidence level, your communication skills. All of that is what they're looking at. The qualities that you bring. Are you empathetic? Do you understand what they're going through? Can you put yourself in their shoes and coach them and mentor them through challenges that they're facing? That's what a leader does. So as a role model, we have to show up differently. We have a new level of responsibility that as an individual contributor, we really don't have to worry about as much. Both roles and identities must ensure that you have a good reputation, credibility. People can find you reliable and trustworthy because that will always be your staying power. I hope that these 5 distinctions between the identity of an individual contributor and that of a leader resonates. And if you find that you are stuck in your individual contributor traits and strengths and that you need to evolve, even if you are in a senior leadership role and you haven't yet, but you do need to evolve and must evolve to upgrade your programming, your mindset and identity to be a powerful, engaging, assertive leader. Let's talk. You can always find me at callwithginny.com. And if you're part of our community already, email me at info@executivebound.com. And let's have a complimentary strategy session to address what is happening and how we can help you shift to a brand new identity that will support your role and address the challenges that you face, whatever those may be today. Live with purpose, lead with joy. I'll see you soon. If you enjoyed today's content, I appreciate your review so others can find us and share it with your friends. And to stay in touch, join our community to receive valuable strategies and expert advice at drginnybarrow.com. See you soon.